Hello.
What's up, Playboy?
Hey. Oh my goodness.
What's
Man, the volume on this thing always gets me. Scares the shit out of me every
It's
time.
like at the beginning it's super loud, but then it
Yep.
somehow evens itself out, which is great. You know, you want
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, it's just every time I'm like, oh shit. Adjust. Alright. Back from vacation.
Yep, back from vacation. Here we are.
Unfortunately.
I don't know, man. So LA was fun, but wow, I don't know how people navigate that place. Like, how do you survive in LA?
I don't know. I've only been to LA once,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like it that much. I liked when I got outside of it.
Okay.
You know, because there were people I don't remember exactly where they were living.
The surrounding area.
Yeah,
That.
It's been quite a few years because I think I was like 16.
Okay.
No. It was a couple years after that. It was like 19. But yeah, still, like I remember going through there and being like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I absolutely don't know about it. I liked my time there. It was fun to get away. I guess I'll just go into it then. So basically, went to LA, vacation, had to get away, all that stuff. We stayed at an Airbnb, and it was nice once you got inside. So that whole thing that I was talking about a couple weeks ago with the Toy District and Skid Row and how folks are saying, oh yeah, Skid Row's not really Skid Row anymore. Don't worry about it. Lies. Fucking lies. Those people deserve to be shamed because Skid Row is very much still Skid Row.
Oh, I did not tell you that.
Like,
I was like, buddy,
yeah.
You're going to get murdered. I was the worst friend ever when I was looking up that place. I'm like, oh, shit.
No, you were a good friend because you were trying to warn me away from danger. So I want to preface it with this. I absolutely mean no disrespect to the homeless population of LA. I'm going to tell some truths about what I saw out there. And I want folks to know that I sincerely do. I feel bad about what they're going through. It's terrible. Just talking to some of the people that I encountered there, the homeless population is still greatly affected by what happened when the mental health institutions were shut down back under Reagan's watch, and a lot of them are still having those conversations with themselves. But I mean, when I say there were homeless people everywhere in downtown LA,
yeah,
I mean literally everywhere you went, there was a homeless individual there. And they wanted to interact with you. It smelled like pee, like nonstop. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not like, going, oh yeah, there were a couple times where it just kind of smelled like pee around. No, I mean from start to finish.
Yeah.
In LA, it smelled like urine. If it didn't smell like urine, it smelled like poop because there was poop on the ground as well.
Yeah, that was something that one of my friends, like she was with her girlfriend at the time, and they went to Paris, and she was like, she stepped in human shit. Like, it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. And, this is a fine time that I should actually welcome new listeners because as I'll get to in the story, something really cool.
If you're starting here, I got news for you. This is our show.
This is how the show goes. If you want some of that nice stuff that you heard me talk about while in LA for the folks that I met there, go back to the last episode where we gave our top 5 candy bar countdown. That's safe.
Yeah, that's a good one to start with.
Yeah,
and then come back to this and welcome to the jungle.
That's a good jumping on point. So back to LA. We went to some great eateries out there. Eateries, what am I? We ate some great food while we were out there. One of our missions while we were there was to find some fantastic nachos because we have been on a nacho hunt for the majority of the summer, and we have not gotten satisfaction until we went to Happy Taco. Let me tell you how good Happy Taco was. Happy Taco was so good that I left my wallet there. by accident.
Oh, yeah.
Dolores is in the living room doing a praise dance right now because I'm talking about Happy Taco. She is like...
And I know that you lost your wallet because we quickly learned that we are still very codependent, even though you were on vacation, because we weren't messaging each other a lot, and yet we were interacting on social media and basically doing bits.
Yeah. So, of course, as the popular Tribe Called Quest song goes, I left my wallet in El Segundo. I was close. I left my wallet in Pasadena.
That's adjacent.
Yeah, it's around that area. So Happy Taco... Oh man! Oh my god! So like the nachos were fantastic. They actually.
By the way, I have a nacho recipe type of thing that's weird but delicious.
Might have to share that with the Patreon listeners.
Yeah.
So it was like nachos the way you dream about. Fantastic, meaty, delicious. They didn't put fucking lettuce on there for some reason. They had tacos.
Oh no, my recipe's all lettuce. It's actually a salad.
It's just all lettuce. There's no nachos whatsoever.
That's the chip.
It's a way to trick me into eating salad. I knew it.
It's a hunk of iceberg.
Yeah.
It's got the crunch, man. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Instead of nacho cheese, we use balsamic vinaigrette. That's all. No big. You don't even notice. It's fine.
Yeah, no biggie.
So yeah, we ate some pretty good places around there. We went to this place called, I'm going to mispronounce it, Ace Gogi. Yeah. So Ace Gogi, it was a pretty cool, Korean barbecue restaurant, the kind where you like cook your meat at your table and stuff like that. Yeah. But what's great about this place is we saw it on one of Jack Black's, YouTube videos. They have a secret pinball room in the back. They don't let everybody back there. You got to ask about it. And if they're in the mood and if there's nothing going on, they will let you go check out this epic pinball collection. And when I say epic, I mean
pinball prohibition.
It is just, it's lovely. They have a bar back there too. So I'm sure they have like private parties back there. But apparently the owner is like a big pinball nerd. So he collects hard to find pinball machines and they were just glorious. But I'm bearing the lead. The best thing that happened while I was out there was I went to go see Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin do Fat Man Beyond live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did.
Not only that, but I gifted them a couple of our exclusive mugs that we usually only save for our Patreon subscribers. So, yeah, they're the first to actually get those mugs without being us or Patreon contributors.
Yeah, that was really cool to hear Kevin Smith say the name of the podcast.
That was really cool.
He was reading the mug. I was like, ah!
And it let me know that even someone who was baked out of their mind can still read that font. So I was glad to see that. That was pretty great. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time.
I actually weirdly woke up at like 5 a.m. that night. But it's just one of those things, and I happened to check my phone, and then I was wired for another like 2 hours. But yeah,
I kind of envy you because you just like woke up to seeing like Kevin Smith on our timeline holding our mug. Like that's got to be pretty cool, Yeah,
it was weird. It was very. I didn't quite understand everything until I woke up officially. Like after I went back to sleep for another hour and got up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was cool because I mean most people were there. For those not familiar with Fat Man Beyond, it's basically just a geek podcast where Kevin Smith, who and Mark Bernardin, who's a Hollywood writer and has done all kind of crazy things throughout his career. They talk about pop culture, nerd culture, that sort of thing. Stuff coming up, projects they're working on sometimes. They recently announced a Masters of the Universe animated show for Netflix, and they
that's
got
He-Man, right? Wait, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
it is, yeah. That always confused me as a kid too. I'm like, why don't they just call the show He-Man? But I guess there was some weird copyright thing. But whatever. So they talked about that a little bit, and then of course they have a Q&A segment where they answer questions from the audience while autographing stuff that people bring to get signed. Like copies of clerks and posters and stuff like that. And they usually like give prizes to people who ask the best question. So they called on me to ask a question.
Was great.
Oh, thank you. And for those that want to hear that, go check it out. It's on YouTube and, of course, on your favorite podcatcher, just like us. Fat Man Beyond is the podcast. But yeah, I got the prize package and I got like a baseball cap and I got like, a signed poster from them and this jar for keeping quote unquote tea. fresh.
I saw that and I was like, I want that tea jar. I want to use that for tea.
Yeah, it's not for tea.
Like, shit, I want that. I know, but I would actually use it for tea.
Yeah, and there was something kind of behind the scenes a little bit. Like, they also give you 2 tickets to this great like movie theater experience called 4D, where the chair
Did you end up
shakes. No, because that was actually like our last full day there. So there
were you able to give them to someone?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there was an audience member who was there. It was a young lady and her date, and like she was very, very into being there and wanted to ask a question and everything. And she was even kind enough to loan me a pen to write my question down for submission. She didn't get called on, so I'm like, here, thank you for the pen, and go ahead and enjoy the show on us. She didn't quite like process it right away, but her boyfriend did. He's like, oh, thank you so much. And then finally she's like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, all right.
I've definitely seen that where people can't quite understand kindness.
Yeah.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt in cases like that, because you did just see, like, your hero Kevin Smith and everything.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, she was, like, super geeked to be there, so.
Oh, yeah. She's just processing everything. That's all it was.
Yeah. And the bar is, like, sensory overload, too. It's called the Scum and Villainy Cantina, and it's made to look like the cantina out of Star Wars. Not a lot of like Star Wars merch and that sort of thing hanging around, but just modeled to look like the actual set. No TVs, nothing like that there.
Yeah, it's cool looking.
It
in
really
the video.
is. Yeah, and there's always like fog coming down from the ceiling. So yeah,
just made me think of that. One time I had this was more recently, but I had the drive-through thing where the person in front of you pays for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like pay it forward thing.
Uh-huh.
And like, so I pulled up and I got my credit card out because it was Starbucks. I was like, here. And they're like, no, they paid for it. It was a pay it forward thing. And I was like, okay. And then left. I broke the chain because I didn't know what was going on. That made me think. So I was like, what is that scenario that I've been in where I was like, I can't process someone doing something and I don't understand what's going on? That is the exact same thing that happened to me. So the girl who you gave the 40 tickets to, she was just going, what? And then driving away. That was her moment.
And that's perfectly okay. But I'm glad they got to a local, basically.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So that was basically my trip to LA. We had a good time, like I said, and I'm glad to be home because there was enough.
Do you feel like good, like you got away good,
Yeah. I mean, we were still like moving and shaking the whole time, but there's a difference between like being somewhere where you don't have to worry about like going to work the next day and, just doing your daily routine versus just like, okay, we're going to wake up when we feel like it. And if we miss something, whatever, there's probably one thing we have to do today and it's not that big a deal. So,
Oh, you are a vacation person. Like I am a vacation person, which is I will plan things. There are things I want to do, but if I just want to fucking sleep in this comfy bed, I'm just going to sleep in this comfy bed.
And you know what? We made that choice a couple of times. There was a keep list that we kept adding to in the weeks going into the trip. And we got a lot of that stuff checked off. But there were some times we called them audible. Like one of the fails that we had was, and this is on me. This is completely on me. No, grief towards the place or anything like that. We decided to drive to Santa Monica and just kind of like drive along the coast all the way up to Malibu, which was a great drive. Beautiful, everything that you've heard about in all the songs over the years, of course. I decided to make a little detour to Sony Santa Monica, the folks that developed the God of War games.
Okay.
That place is locked down like Fort Knox. So,
yeah.
So, just to give you a little background on that, like, I don't know if you and I were really talking that tough back then, but I was able to basically charm my way into Double Fine a few years ago in San Francisco, I believe. Just because I showed up with like 2 boxes of donuts from this really great donut place. I got there, I gave him to the front desk, the lady at the front desk, and then Tim Schafer just walked in right after us and was like, hey, let me give you the tour. Like, okay.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen. That's a fluke.
That was definitely a fluke, especially, with everything going on these days. And of course the God of War fans being a little bit more aggressive than the Double Fine fans usually would be. But the reason I wanted to go was because, I've seen pictures of the place online. They have this giant, like, Kratos, like, shrine in the lobby. And I wanted to get a picture of that, or just see it in person or something,
That kind of sucks that they don't at least have the lobby open.
Yeah, but I mean, the way that their park is built, it's like one of those business parks, right? So there's a lot of different, like, studios working in that area. And they don't really have space to facilitate visitors. So if people were just coming there just for that, it would probably interfere with the workflow, not just for them, but the other parties that work there too. So I get it.
Yeah.
I was just hoping.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that stuff's worth a try.
Exactly.
You never know.
And plus we got a nice trip out of it, and we got a nice drive out of it. I like driving on vacation,
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool that we got to see all of that
I
beautiful
like
scenery.
Someone else driving. I mean, I like look, because when I'm driving, I'm not really taking things in. I'm so focused on the road and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not a looking around person when I'm driving, other than looking for cars to not hit. I'm kind of
weird. Like, I like getting the vibe of the place I'm at, kind of like learning the street a little bit, and just kind of like learning my way around there and seeing the, the hills and the mountains just kind of come up over the horizon and stuff like that. It's still like really cool to me. And I'm sure to be fair, I'm kind of a backseat driver too. So even if I'm like sitting in the passenger seat, I'm going to be like kind of like gripping the door a little bit. Like, oh man, I would have changed lanes at this point. Like I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm awful with that. But
I'm not that way with most people. It depends on the person who's driving. If it's someone who is my peer, I'm usually not okay. If it's someone I consider an adult, I'm usually okay. So my brother, I'm okay. My sister-in-law, I'm okay. My dad, and then the list kind of narrows. I was fine with you. I didn't feel weird with you driving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I drive a little crazy sometimes, but with D, I'm usually okay. I'm usually okay with D. Uber drivers, it's to paraphrase that old Seinfeld joke, it's like, oh, I guess I'm in the back of this cab, everything's going to be fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So what you been up to? Good night, everybody.
I don't know. I don't have like all the stories and stuff currently.
You started school.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm in a mood. I'm just in a mood. I go through phases of like, God, okay. So we're just podcasting. So it's like, yeah, you can be honest with feelings and stuff like that. I'm just in a really lonely mood.
A lonely mood?
Yeah, I go through this every once in a while where I'm like, everyone in the world has everything figured out and everything they want, and I'm never going to have those things. And that's just my mode right now. And it'll pass. And it's a thing where you just become introspective, and you're just kind of in that place. Mm-hmm. And then it passes, and life moves on, and you're okay. But it's just, I'm in that mode. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's difficult for me, because I'm like, all right, well, yay. It's just a thing. I go through every once in a while.
Can I tell you, I feel like moments like that are kind of important too, because when something great does come down the pike towards you, then you can appreciate it even more.
I think I've talked about this before publicly. I don't know if I've talked about it on here. I can't remember. But it's you've probably felt, it's probably been quite a few years for you, but you're alone on New Year's Eve thing. Yeah. And you go, I'm going to be alone on New Year's Eve next year too. That feeling.
Is it like a FOMO thing? Like a fear of missing out?
No, it's more romantic loneliness right now.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things, I'm at a new school, I don't know anyone, it's just weird, like, you eat lunch alone and stuff like that. So it's natural. It's all okay. Like, I'm fine. It's just things that happen in life. It's okay.
Yeah. I think that'll change quickly. because you're a likable person. And I'm not just saying this because, oh, you know, hey, Lex is down, I'm going to try to cheer her up. But, like, you're an engaging person. And once people see your personality, then they'll gravitate towards you.
Yeah, I've been told that. I don't. It's one of those things you don't see the things in yourself that other people see. So I just see myself as very awkward.
Oh, man. I mean, hey, look. That's my brand, okay?
Yeah. I see you as very awkward, too.
Hell yeah. That's... I look at it like this. You know how we started talking, you and me? Because I messaged you on Facebook by mistake one day. Like, that's how...
Wait. I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No. I remember us becoming Facebook friends because... I specifically remember you saying something jokingly about being black.
Oh,
and at the time, you had a profile picture that was like, you know, black guaranteed or something like that. It was some sort of product.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was a bag of socks that I purchased, and it had a sticker on there that says stays black wash after wash. And I'm like, yeah. It does.
And you had friends with Joe, and I saw that. So that's all I knew about you. And then I knew that Joe knew you and that you were a good guy or whatever. And I was like, wait, Matt, you're black? And then 2 seconds later, there was a friend request. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll do that for you.
I remember that. That was fun. But, like, no, I'm talking about, like, when we really started, like, you know, like, talking on a daily basis. Like, I had messaged you because I was at the post office. I remember I was in the post office. I was going to mail something to somebody. And I was like, hey, what's your address? And you just gave me your address. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's shocking that I just gave you my address.
Right.
I must have already trusted you quite a bit because I am very scared of being murdered.
And I was surprised. I'm like, okay, my bad, but
that's
sure.
That's that I'm very stupid. Like, that's too trusting. You should not be that trusting.
And I think I sent you something. I think I sent you something anyway. Just like, all right, well, let's keep this party going.
Yeah, you probably did. I'm sure.
Yeah, but those are good times. Like, but that's that awkwardness.
Our whole relationship is an accident.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's everybody.
Yeah.
All the cool people. We had a meet cute, you know?
Oh, gross.
Yep. In traditional 90s fashion, we had a meet cute.
Like this is all. I actually think there's a lot of value in talking about things like. I don't think people talk about things like this. Like where you're like, God, I'm lonely. Like, because people don't say that because it makes them look like bad in some way, or we have that in our minds that it's a bad thing. And I'm like, this is a normal fucking human emotion. Like,
absolutely.
It's a thing that everyone has felt in their lives. Every person who's ever existed, every ancestor that you have, every human has felt this. So, you know, you just have to go, okay, this is a part of existence and it's not going to be that way forever.
You know, social media adds to that a little bit too. I mean, just because you see pictures of your friends hanging out, doing something, going to get something to eat,
and they're partnered up, and they're going on these amazing trips to LA, and then not inviting me. And
yes, there's that.
I totally, I'm sure that if you look at I'm sure there's some studies that show that we feel more isolated and lonely and all that because of our social media presence, whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I was getting at, it's just because you see your friends taking pictures and going out and doing things and not thinking to invite you, or it just wasn't a situation where you could have been there, or just some random happenstance, you know? They really say that people can only like juggle 5 serious relationships at a time, you know?
Yeah.
And it reminds me of the T-Mobile like Fave 5 thing. Like it was a big deal. who you put in your Fave 5. But yeah, it's just like nobody means any harm by it, of course. It's just a matter of you only have so much of you that you can spread out, you know?
Yeah, and it's not a thing. It's not even a thing that beyond like if you needed therapy for it or something, like if it's bad enough, it's not even a thing that someone can tell you okay, here's the fix, or here's what you need to do, or whatever. People will try, but at the end of the day, you just have to kind of get through it and maybe change things up and, see what happens.
Exactly. I mean,
So I'm on Grindr now. It's not working out well. I think I got the wrong thing.
Okay.
Is that? No. Okay.
I don't know. I think Grindr is going to give you too much of what you don't want. Like that.
It is 100% not what I wanted, and I don't understand it.
That's the wrong. Yeah, no, that's the wrong pond.
I think I made a mistake, guys.
I just wanted a delicious sandwich, and it's not giving me sandwiches at all.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought this was grinders and hoagies. I don't know what is going on here.
Well, you want a sloppy joes.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So anyway, so I started school. That's fun. That's good. There's a hurricane coming.
Yeah, like I know you texted me
guys,
before the show.
If we don't have an episode next week, it's because I don't have power. We will let you know on social media, but that's the only scenario where we wouldn't, record next week.
I will let you know on social media because you may not be able to let anybody know on social media. Like
I'll be able to message you.
Last time you had issues like a big hurricane come through. Like you had deck chairs in the pool and stuff like that, and I was concerned. Gonna happen again. Yeah, they just gravitate.
That's just because it's wind. You just have to do that. That's it, and that's normal. Like that's not a big deal.
Okay.
Or put them in the garage, whatever the situation may be. This one, it's probably just gonna be for us mostly wind and rain because it looks like it's gonna come across on the east coast of Florida. We're on the west coast of Florida. We're on the Gulf side. So it's going to break up a lot as it goes through land. So, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
I'm not super concerned. I started to feel a little bit anxious earlier because I saw it's escalating a bit. But when I get that way, I kind of check in with my dad and I'm like, hey dad, so this thing is coming. Can you let me know if I should be concerned? And he's like, no, you shouldn't be concerned. You're okay.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know,
they haven't been canceled classes or anything. So.
Well, that's a good read, too. Like, if they're making you come to school. Especially in college.
As of now, it's not canceled. It's going to be. I mean, it's just a precaution. It's like snow, where they're like, we don't want you driving in, even if it's not as bad as we think it's going to be.
That's fair.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they're saying, according to the Farmer's Almanac, this is going to be one of the worst winters in recent history. So, batten down the hatches, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you'll deal with ice and all that, and snow and all that in a few months. I dealt with hurricane season.
Yeah,
so.
That's equivalent exchange, as they say in Full Metal Alchemist. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't really worry about it until I should. and then I fucking worry.
Yeah, like you read about.
That's how it rolls with me.
You got a lot going on, Lex. you got a little bit going on over there.
I don't want to worry you, but I might be in a weird place.
Yeah, a little bit. Either mentally or physically, you may be in a weird place next week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, like a full Wizard of Oz up in this shit.
As much as I can be, I am here for you. So whatever you need. And of course, our listeners appreciate you being honest about that and just being an open book and everything. And on that note, welcome to Lex and Matt's Excellent Adventure.
Yes. Sometimes the adventure is full of vacation and sometimes it's full of crippling loneliness. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get.
That's a shitty box of chocolates. Anyway, sometimes you don't get the episode intro until like a half hour in. So I'm Matt Peters.
I don't understand why we even bother with intros anymore. You either know or you don't.
Either you know or you don't, man.
Those are the choices.
That's right. Somewhere, somehow, whether it be an audio or, bless you, Beano sneezed. Whether it be audio or whether it be text, I'm going to review this Banana Splits movie sent to us by Warner Brothers Home Media. wow. It's what you
Is it
expect.
bananas?
Oh, Bemo's got the sneezies. It's bananas. They're not in pajamas, but man, it is bananas.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It looked really bad in a good way.
Well,
was it bad in a good way, or was it bad?
I'll give you a little preview. Like I feel like this is gonna be like my first slasher film. For some younger teens. It's got a good entry level for gore and horror. If you're wanting to see if your kid can handle that, or if they're going to be into that sort of genre, this is probably a good jumping on point.
Kid? What kid?
I know.
What age are you talking? Is it R-rated?
It is rated R, but I'm guessing like, okay, so if you have a 13-year-old kid and it's like, all right, I don't want you watching fucking Saw yet, but I want to see how you are with horror movies. And usually, there's a lot of banging in those too. Well, guess what? This does not contain any hooking up.
I say go just for Halloween. Go straight up for the original Halloween, because like it's got titties and stuff, but they're good. Like
it's got titties, but they're good titties.
It's the classic 70s titties. Like it's good. It's tasteful titties.
Tasteful titties. Oh man!
God, I wish I could name the episode that, but it's not.
You know, I was gonna say we've been out there for these last few episodes. Our number one episode this month. Yeah, our number one episode this month was the one that we called "Why Do White People Hate Watermelon?" Yeah, and I think people just click on that because they're curious. Like, oh shit, I'm going to be upset with this. But no,
you act as if that's not planned in my brain.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, I think Halloween is actually the perfect slasher.
I would agree with you, except for the fact that, like, horror movies have come so far as pacing goes. I feel like Scream really broke the trope of the horror film.
Yeah, but if they haven't seen Scream, that's the thing. Like, you don't show them Scream first.
Yeah, no, but I'm not talking about Scream as far as like, oh well, you know, this is like the top of the line horror movie. I'm just saying like that kind of took the piss out of the genre. But
yeah, definitely.
And
I love Scream.
I do too. But as far as media is concerned, period, like pacing for films has changed so much since Halloween.
Yeah.
That could be perceived as boring. I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I was trying to watch like 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I'm like, this is fucking shit.
I got news for you. That shit's always been boring. But Halloween, I would argue the pacing is decent. And I totally understand what you're saying, because I've watched older films and I have gone, this is a classic, this is boring as shit. Yeah. But Halloween, I think, holds up as far as pacing is concerned. When's the last time you watched it?
I watched it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I watch it like every year on Halloween. Like, it's that kind of ritual for me because I love it that much.
Yeah.
Never ever bring up the Rob Zombie. I liked the new one though, the Jamie Lee Curtis sequel, whatever that new one was called. Yeah, that one was good, and I'm excited they're making 2 more of those. So you know, I like those, or I like the first one. I don't know if I like the future ones, but I like the first.
Older female action stars and final girls are coming back in a big bad way between Jamie Lee Curtis and oh my goodness, I can't think of her name. I just had it in my head. It's gone. Okay.
Wow, it slipped with me too.
Sarah Connor is back.
Linda
Hamilton is back as Sarah Connor. Mm-hmm. That's so dope. I love it.
Is there another one too? Was Ripley gonna come back? Is she going to do it again, or is that's just me making something up?
Oh, Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like she didn't die off in that Avatar movie, did she?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been too long.
I cannot tell you a single plot point of that movie except for they fucked with the antennas.
Yeah, they had some type of weird USB.
It was like an extension cord.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was like a USB cable because they had to keep flipping it around to get it in just right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was weird. So yeah, all right.
No, that's not weird to me because that's how they explained sex in Christian school.
Just USB cables.
No, it wasn't USB cables. It was literally plugs, like male and female. This is why this is why homosexuality cannot happen, because look, these two chords. Remember, you know when It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Mac is taking the chords and like banging them together,
Yes.
and he's like, this doesn't work. This doesn't do anything. That is literally how they were explaining. Like, this is why gay people weren't created by God.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, but I just always think of when you're like, oh, the extension cords, I'm like, yep, I get it. Like that.
Oh man. See, but
guys, I feel like I just need to say I go to therapy. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I need to throw that out there.
So
I had professional help. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I have.
It's happening. Everybody should see a therapist, I think. At least for a little bit, just to check in, see how things are going, make sure everything's going all right.
Wire your brain in a great way.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah. I recommend it.
It's like getting a spa day for your noggin, all that good stuff. All right, so
I don't know what you were talking about.
Oh man,
Halloween bananas splits.
The banana splits. It was not good, but
okay.
It was supposed. Okay, so it's not good per se, but it's not bad. I enjoyed it. Right, like it was a solid B movie.
Fair enough.
Solid B movie.
Now, was it supposed to be a theatrical release? Was it on TV? What was this?
This was just straight to DVD. If it ever had any delusions of being a theatrical release, they shot that down very quickly. This is our straight to DVD like wheelhouse right here. This should have gone straight to DVD. It did go straight to DVD. I don't even want to see this on television. It should never show on cable. This should be the only way that you can watch this, not digitally, not on Blu-ray, just on DVD. That is it.
Oh, you have to go find it. Like, it's in the Ark of the Covenant,
right?
Hidden away. If you want to see this, you have to seek it out, my friend.
Like, it needs to get cult status right away for it to make any of its money back in this.
Interesting. I wonder when they're going to cover it on How Did This Get Made? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but I mean, another reason why I'm saying a 13-year-old could really get with this if they wanted to see if they were down with horror. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot in common with Five Nights at Freddy's, and when I say that, I mean that basically whoever wrote this script wrote a Five Nights at Freddy's movie and then sold it to Warner Brothers as a Banana Splits movie.
Oh, okay. So I never played that game.
Okay.
Because it was on PC. But I know it's like you're in a fixed location, right?
Right. So you're a security guard in a fixed location. It's basically a Chuck E. Cheese or a Showbiz Pizza.
Yeah.
And your job is to make sure that Freddy Fazbear stays where he is. And to do that, you have to make sure basically you're trying to keep yourself safe. Like, the story of the game doesn't really make any sense. But you're trying to prevent these killer robots with smiley faces and furry costumes from killing you. But they don't show you actually die. They just have a lot of jump scares where it's all the first person, and then
I've watched videos of it.
Okay. So you're familiar with the gameplay.
Kind of. So what are you doing? Like, what is your thing in the game? That's what I'm curious about. Are you shooting them? What are you doing?
So you're in a room with two doors on either side of you. For some reason, you can't leave. And all you have at your disposal is command of the lights in your room. And the ability to cycle through the security footage that's being recorded live while you're there. So as you see this footage, you're never going to see, you'll rarely see any of the animatronics move, but you will see them pop up in different places, and you have to determine whether that's close to you or not. Oh, and you can control the door, but that takes power. You have to manage your power level too. Yeah.
Okay. So you have to control closing the door versus having the lights on kind of thing.
Yeah, lights on, closed door, flashlight shining, that whole
Okay,
thing.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of management of that sort going on, and you just have to be careful and just notice the patterns and stuff like that. It's on mobile too. I think you can get it for free on mobile at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something I might check out. Yeah, because on the PC I was like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like freak me out. Well, it did at first. I ain't gonna lie, I was a punk, but
I'm so easily scared by video games. Oh my god,
I'm bad at it. I'm bad at it too. That's the other thing. So a let's play with me would be like 5 minutes and then just quitting. Like, all right.
Yeah, I wanted to buy that Tetris. Outlast trilogy or whatever because they have that out for the PS4 now.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is gonna be bad for me though.
Yeah,
but I don't want it, but it's gonna be bad for me.
Around Halloween, I always tell myself I'm gonna play like a horror game or something like that. We played something recently. I can't remember what it was, but that Resident Evil 7.
How was it?
It was okay.
Yeah,
it tries to be like PT.
Have they been good since 4? Let's be honest.
I mean, I really stopped caring after 2, so I'm not really the right one.
Yeah. You didn't like 4?
I didn't even make it to 4. Like, really? Honestly, I played 2, I played a little bit of 3, and I was like, I'm good.
I think you need to visit 4.
Okay. Well,
now.
So 4 was 4 the one in Africa?
Because you can get it on, like, the Switch and stuff. That's why I say that.
Oh, gotcha. And I don't know where those Revelations games come into play, but I did switch over to, like, the Silent Hill series after a while, and I got a lot of enjoyment out of that. Like, I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I would say go back to 4 because that's a really enjoyable game, and you can get because they did the remaster, so it's on like the PS4 and the Switch and stuff like that. If I ever replay it, it'll be on the Switch.
I vaguely remember it's got Leon on a train. Like I think I remember some of that from the advertising. I
don't remember that. I just remember it being really fun.
Yeah. Didn't it come out on GameCube initially? Was it one of those?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that is the Leon game. That's the one I'm thinking of.
It is definitely a Leon game, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah? All right, I'll check it out. I'll have to give it a look. I know I got some Switch credit hanging around somewhere.
Yeah,
so
I think it's one that you would enjoy, especially if you're craving a horror game. It's not like it's super scary. I mean, it's Resident Evil. So it's not like the previous Resident Evil games where you're just like in a house or whatever. Like it's a little bit more to it than that.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. And there's a reason why they've remastered it 20 billion times on a bunch of systems.
Yeah, because it came out on GameCube first and nobody played it.
Well, yeah, and you just want to keep revisiting. I think it was on the PlayStation 2 as well because I played it on the PS2, not on the GameCube.
Speaking of remakes, like something caught me off guard today that I didn't even expect, which is they're re-releasing the old Genesis and Super Nintendo versions of Aladdin and The Lion King. Yeah, on a single disc. Yeah, very. It's super random, but it's
I'm
much
trying
more.
to remember those now.
Oh yeah, these
I
are
don't
lauded.
think I played any of those.
Oh yeah, these are like some of the they're considered a couple of the best platformers from that generation, and it's kind of funny because it's like, all right, I got Lion King on a whim because I was a dork. I still am. And I remember we were at like one of those big box stores, like Sam's Club or something like that, and it was on like deep discount. So I'm like, hey, can I get this? And Mom was like, cool, you can get this. I'm like, all right, great. So I went home and I started playing this. I'm like, this is one of the best fucking games I ever played.
Really?
And I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't talk to anybody about it because I'm like, all right, I'm already like aged out of the Lion King in general. I don't want to look like a punk at school. But I kind of did tell a couple friends about it. I'm like, hey, look, man. This Lion King, though. Like, did you really just say Lion King in this lunchroom, bro? No, okay, yeah. So
so was the Aladdin game also on the NES?
It was. Oh, okay, no, not NES. It was on Game Boy. It was on Super Nintendo and Genesis. But, well, I shouldn't say it. Capcom was tasked with the development of the Super Nintendo version. And there's been a long debate. Like, I think you can find like an article about it on Kotaku, because I think I saw that today, about which version was better, the Genesis or the Super Nintendo version. One had better graphics, but the other one was like better gameplay.
I'm looking this up now because I'm trying to see if I remember this. And yeah, so I'm listening, but I'm also
So I'll give you a little bit more detail about the re-release. So what's cool is it's on the same disc. They give you multiple versions of the game. Like you get to play different versions of it to see which one you enjoy the most.
Huh.
They let you that's got that save state sort of thing. So like these games also have like famously difficult levels. Like there's a level on Aladdin where you're on the carpet and you're going through the Cave of Wonders while it's like, just self-destructing.
Mm-hmm.
And people, it's like Battletoads. That's how hard it was. Like,
so looking at screenshots of this, Aladdin looks familiar. Lion King does not look familiar at all to me.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I either played a little bit of Aladdin on like my cousin's system, or I watched someone else play it.
Yeah. This got announced at D23. And it just kind of... Oh, no, I'm sorry. It got announced at Gamescom. So they didn't even make D23, which is like the weekend before. But yeah, people are excited about this. I saw everybody talking about it on Twitter today.
When does it come out?
That's kind of neat. Sometime this fall. I'm thinking October.
Oh, okay. So is this like because when they announced that their HD re-release of SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom, I was like, what? Like, is that how this feels for you right now?
I mean, in a way, I'm excited about it. Like, I didn't expect to care. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Because I gotta get me that Battle of Bikini Bottom. That thing's gonna be dope.
This is neat. Like, the Battle at Bikini Bottom was a THQ game, so that even seeing the light of day ever again is like, that's magical. Especially since it's a licensed game.
So fun. Oh my God.
I was a little disappointed this week because, speaking of horror stuff, they announced the first wave of DLC for Mortal Kombat 11. And
I haven't played that.
Yeah, they usually have
Speaking of game, you haven't a franchise you haven't played in forever. I can't remember the last Mortal Kombat game I played.
Really? Like, it's been good since 9. Like, the newer Mortal Kombat games have really done a good job of continuing the lore. I believe you.
I just like the statement. It's been good since 9.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit.
It's crazy how long this franchise has been going on. But yeah, like they kind of like go back and forth with Mortal Kombat and Injustice. And what they'll do with the Injustice games, they'll put in like Mortal Kombat characters sometimes just as bonuses. So the first wave of DLC for Mortal Kombat 11 this time around, it's going to be I remember the big names first. I don't want to go in that order. It's Shang Tsung, who came out already. Sindel, Shang Tsung's wife. Nighthawk, the Native American character, who people have been begging for.
Okay.
So I guess I'll go to the big ones now. So Joker is going to be in it. Okay. Which kind of fits.
I mean, they're going to release that Joker movie, so that's probably why they're doing it.
It's perfect timing. Spawn is going to be in it.
Just what the people wanted.
Spawn. I mean, like, okay, so usually I'd be like,
oh my God.
Yeah, usually, we talked about that a couple episodes ago too. I don't give a fuck about Spawn.
Me neither.
However,
yeah, people care.
Spawn in a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
With as much gore and blood as they want. This pseudo Venom wannabe
Devil
character.
Wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. I can't wait to see how he goes. So it's kind of odd because people were expecting Mortal Kombat is famous for their Easter eggs. So in all the
is
teasers,
that it? By the way,
that's the first wave. So that's the first 5.
Okay, gotcha.
So usually they put little Easter eggs and stuff to kind of like get people curious about what's coming up. And all this time they've been hyping this DLC. You could hear a chainsaw in the background on some of the previews, right? So you're thinking, okay, that means Ash Williams from Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Something must have happened. And I say this because of 2 things. It's been long rumored. You really can't trust the internet these days, of course, because like they'll put some stuff on there where it looks official, but it's just Photoshop. Also, what's his name? Bruce Campbell has been denying it, but it's Bruce Campbell. He knows how to play play the denial game. The other reason why I say it might have some credibility is because the Joker model that they've been showing off does not look complete. Like, it looks very basic. It's just a very plain looking version of the Joker. He doesn't look like Joker from the movie at all. He doesn't look like Joker from Injustice. He just looks like Joker from like a 1985 DC comic book, you know? So people are saying, yeah, that wasn't quite ready for prime time. Not to mention the fact that in the trailer, they had smooth transitions from one DLC character to the next where, you know, for a couple seconds, they would share the screen and then, you know, go to the next one. They didn't do that type of transition with Joker. So they're thinking they just plugged him in.
Oh, so you think it was originally
Ash,
and then they had to replace it with Joker.
Right.
Gotcha.
Now, they still have another wave. They have like season 2 of DLC happening where they might be able to work out these rights. They might have wanted to get better rights to Ash because even on Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV show for Starz, they had a hard time getting the rights to Army of Darkness, the third movie in the Evil Dead series. So you didn't really see much footage of that until like the last season where they were hinting at, okay, now we're going to this world. And then the show ended.
Oh, is it done?
Yeah, it's completely done. I think, in fact, Bruce Campbell said he was done playing Ash, like live action going forward. So, I mean, I can understand. He's been doing that basically his whole career. Like, that's what everybody's wanted to see.
I've never really cared about any of those movies, but that sucks for them that, like, they had cut off.
If you would be interested in seeing a horror version of, like, Three Stooges slapstick, I'd highly recommend the series. The series has a good storyline running through it.
I've seen bits of one of the Evil Dead movies. I do not remember which one it was.
Okay.
I think there was like a tree violating a woman or something like that.
That could have been one or two.
What is this garbage? I'm done. I was very much like, what am I being subjected to here?
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
The idea was that like different demons would possess people in this environment or whatever, and yeah, the tree was possessed by the demon, and then possessed the young lady who was having a hentai moment. But yeah, it was
right, which is not something I'm interested in seeing.
No.
So that's why I'm like, this isn't for me. I'm done. Okay.
No. But there was some, like I said, there was some like slapstick moments in there. He has like a fight with his hand when he has to chop it off because somehow only his hand becomes possessed momentarily, and he has to do something about that. So he gets a chainsaw, cuts it off, you know, and that's how he gets the chainsaw hand, of course. Yeah. But the series is good because it recognizes his age and it recognizes the content of the first films and the fact that they were heavily misogynistic and he's heavily misogynistic, and they call him out about that quite frequently.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's not like I have a problem with it or whatever. I'm just like, this isn't for me. That's kind of how I view, or I've previously viewed them, where I'm like, no, I don't think this is for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, this is garbage and you're garbage if you watch it. No, I don't care. I could care less.
Yeah. So that's kind of the long and short of that. I hope, because I like Ash, I hope that they will, you know, put that character in the game eventually.
I mean, I hope so too, because a lot of people would love to see that. That would be really exciting.
My only complaint about it is that, you know, I've said they've been on a roll since part 9. We've had guest appearances from Freddy, Jason, Predator, Alien, Leatherface from...
when you said Chainsaw, I thought that's what it was going to be.
Leatherface the musical. I don't know.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
That's the one. So all these characters have been... Yes, you're right. I learned that from Love. What these characters don't have in common is the fact that they haven't shared the same game. So you never got to do Alien versus Predator. You never got to do Freddy
so you want like a
Jason.
super game that's all horror.
I think that would be great. You know,
they
this
would
could be
sell
like
the shit out of that game.
Oh yeah, but the rights to all these characters has got to be hell. Like getting them all at the same time, like that's got to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it would be a 1 in a million shot, so you better get it right.
Right.
Kind of thing.
So I think NetherRealm could handle that, and of course, you know.
Yeah, sounds like it.
The older these characters get, the cheaper the rights have got to be. So Yeah.
That is very true. There's going to be a point where, like, Michael Myers, just give it to him. Who cares? Wasn't that a Shatner mask? Yeah, who cares? Just
Exactly. It's going to end up being the same company that owns Peppa Pig, Hasbro, and Death Row Records.
That's a weird story.
How about that? A toy company owns Death Row Records.
Yeah.
Man.
I
can't wait to see what crossovers that entails.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
I've already seen one clip too many of Peppa Pig singing DMX songs, which is a weird meme that existed for a minute. That was like a Vine, I think. I think that was like a Vine trend for like a good weekend, like putting DMX songs on Peppa Pig, and it worked.
Yeah. Man, that's a weird story that I'm like, there's going to be more from this. I don't know how to handle this.
I'm surprised that none of the rappers have like chimed in, but
do they care? That's the real question.
I mean, probably not, but it's just something funny to comment about.
Give me my check.
Right. Okay. Why does my check say Hasbro now? Did they make me a Transformer and I didn't know?
Well, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah. We can have a Beats by Dre version of Soundwave, the tape deck from Transformers.
Well, they definitely don't have that Beats, right?
No, that's an Apple thing. But as far as like the jokes go, that can work.
Okay.
I don't know. They had a Wu-Tang version. I know that much. There's a Wu-Tang version of Optimus Prime out there that I would love to have, but obviously it's probably like 1 in 20 or something like that. And half of those went to the Wu-Tang Clan. So, yeah, I'll never see that.
Well, we've got a P.O. box. So
we do.
If you want to send it to us, reach out. We'll give you the P.O. box.
We'll do an unboxing. We'll film it and everything. Yeah. In fact, if there's anything you want me to unbox that's not gross, go ahead and send it to that P.O. box. You can find the information on our Instagram at Lex and Matt.
Yeah, it's on there somewhere. There's an archive story, and then there's a post at one point. So yeah. So my gosh, there's so much D3 news. D23. Said D3. What is that? That's E3. Never mind. All right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting things confused. Okay. So I did not expect D23 to be as big as it was.
Well, they treated it like a real conference this year. They treated it like a real convention.
It was Comic-Con.
It was. They saved a lot of stuff for D23, and what was cool is like we should have seen it coming because this is the big push before Disney Plus.
Yep. Yeah, I expected Disney Plus announcements. I didn't expect as many like MCU things to be happening, developments.
Yeah. Right, because we got that big song and dance at Yep.
Sorry, what was the other thing? Go.
No, I'm saying we got that big song and dance at San Diego.
Yeah, where they announced seemingly all of Phase 4, but not really, because they announced even more.
They passed out all the hats and everything, and people showed up. There were big surprises, cheers, crying, all that stuff.
Yeah. I saw a rumor, by the way, that one of the reasons that Black Panther is taking a little while longer is that they are going to introduce mutants in Black Panther 2. That's going to be the launching point for mutants.
Wow. Like that's okay. That's an interesting approach if they pull that off. I think the theory was that they trust Ryan Coogler to do it, and that Ryan Coogler has a story. Yeah.
That he's kind of like, all right, I've got this.
Okay.
And let's kind of find a way to do it, and that's why it's going to take a little bit longer. With Black
famously,
Panther.
Namor and Black Panther have beef, so.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. And I wouldn't be shocked if that's not Keanu.
Man, I would love that. He'd be perfect for the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want him in a movie.
Yeah, they do.
They want it to happen. I would imagine unless he just has a scheduling conflict or doesn't want to do it, I think it'll happen.
Didn't they announced Kit Harington too, didn't they?
They did. Keat. Do you remember that in that documentary?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Good old
they call, I guess, like, pronunciation of different languages. They call him Keat.
Keat?
Yeah, so they announced him, and I was like, oh shit, who's he gonna play? And then they ended up announcing that they did announce his role, and it's like, it's some character that people that know obscure comic stuff are very excited for, but I didn't know who it was.
Huh. Was it Black Knight?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, because I kept seeing that like in the... Yeah, I kept seeing that in the background of his pictures on like comicbook.com, right, but I never clicked on it.
So boring to me.
It seems like a waste, and this is something we touched on briefly before, like with the Game of Thrones people. Maybe we didn't even talk about this. I'm sorry. Let me start over. So, with the Game of Thrones people, with the Game of Thrones actors and actresses, the world at large doesn't give them as much respect as viewers of the show do. Like,
they
movie
treat
producers,
them like fantasy character actors, and that's all they can do.
Exactly. Like, look at Jason Momoa. Like, it took him so long to get any type of credibility outside of that show, and he was great on the show. And then you look at people like Kit Harington, who have been on the show, and have done a great job as well. You'd think, oh yeah, okay, so this is going to kick off his movie career, right? No, they want to put him on
Night again.
They want to put him on fucking NCIS or something like that. They're going to give him like a sitcom.
They want to make him a knight again. Why?
Right.
Why is he not Wolverine, man? He's tiny. He can play angry. He can be kind of villain, kind of. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. I wish him the best, and I hope that they could pull a Guardians and make
I think
Black
it's gonna
Knight
be fun.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I think the cast is amazing. I think the whole movie is going to be fun. I just think that I actually really my opinion of this. So I have two things here.
Okay.
One, I think considering everything that happened and how he had to go to a basically rehab facility because of Game of Thrones ending and all the emotional problems that he had and all the pressure that he had, I think it's a mistake to take on a film this big. Yeah. Even though he's striking while it's hot, I think it's a mistake. Possibly that he was pressured into doing by people behind the scenes. And two, I also think that he should have negotiated a different type of role. I think that it's kind of vital right now that he takes on something different to show that he can do other things. Maybe the villain, maybe this, I don't know. But I think that him playing another noble knight. Now, I don't know much about this character, so maybe he is that. Maybe he is maybe that is like perfect. But him just playing a knight again, I'm like, what the fuck? It doesn't sound like a good idea.
I hardly know anything about the character myself, except that he's usually portrayed modern day. So it's not like he's going to be like, this thou, that though, and all that shit. He's just going to be like a regular guy who happens to ride a flying horse or some type of vehicle that flies and is dressed as a knight at all times.
Yeah, Black Knight.
A Black Knight. I got to take it back to the TV thing. What's crazy? You think about all these great TV actors that haven't really had a big film career, like Michael Rosenbaum, for example.
Sorry, I just want to throw out there that his romantic partner, it says romantically involved with his teammate Cersei. That's the name of his romantic partner, Cersei, spelled with an S instead of a C, like in Game of Thrones. That's annoying, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm annoyed with this. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's weird. But yeah, like Michael Rosenbaum, I feel like he should have had a much larger movie career and not just been like, a sidekick or something like that. He deserved to have a starring role. I mean, he's still alive. Don't get me wrong. He still has. He
still can, but it's tough.
But even like considering he was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it's like that role didn't do him justice. He deserved to have an on-screen sort of deal and been an integral part of the story. We'd have been able to do that. I hope it's not because people associate him with Lex Luthor too much, because that was a long, long time ago.
Well, apparently James Gunn wanted. I don't know if he's still going to be able to, or what's going on with the Guardians. But that team of Guardians he was planning on doing more with them.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to want to deal with anything other than 3 after this.
Yeah. Well, man, I really hope that. I don't know. I don't even want to get on that right now, but I'm excited to see what James Gunn does, and I hope that involves Michael Rosenbaum in a big way because I'm a fan.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yep.
I would love to see him in more of 3.
But let's get back to D23 a little bit more. What else jumped out at you?
Obi-Wan. Oh my god. I'm so
Confirmed.
excited.
Confirmed, finally, yeah.
Oh,
I think
things do come true.
you were lamenting the fact that news was kind of broken early. In fact, it was released like the day that I left to get on a plane to go to LA. You were like, why aren't we recording a show this week?
Yeah, because I've been waiting for this forever.
Right? Yeah, it's a big deal.
Jam.
I mean, this is a fruition of him begging to come back and do Obi-Wan justice, and that's really cool.
He was the best part of the prequels, absolutely. No one would debate that. Like, he was perfect casting.
Yeah.
There's so much story there. Now, the only thing I don't know about is I don't understand how the Clone Wars fits into... Because I don't really watch that much of that show.
Yeah.
I watch some of it, but like I don't know how that all fits into the canon and how they're going to work around that, and that's going to be a thing. But
he was a general, I guess. I don't really watch much of that either, and I'm sure that they're going to go into this while still like giving nods to that content. They're not going to assume that viewers have seen that. They're not going to go like deep sauce with it.
Yeah, this is the part that bugs me a little bit, is that it is canon, I think, technically. Yeah. So they can't ignore it, but they can't. I don't know. It's confusing. I mean,
to give you an idea, so whatever the CG show was going on at the time, that Rogue One was released.
Yeah,
they put one of the droids and one of the ships from that cartoon in the movie. Didn't really draw attention to it. It was just there, as an Easter egg. So I feel like, if anything, that's what they're going to do.
Maybe they're going to put that, what's her name?
Ashaka?
Yeah, the really popular character.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, too. I feel like people are going to be disappointed because they're going to expect stuff like that. They're going to expect things.
Oh, my God.
It's Star Wars.
They could have him just saying hello there for 3 hours straight, and they'd be like, you know what? Didn't quite excite me the way I thought it would.
I mean, I knew what I was getting going into it, but it still let me down. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I guess. Yeah. I mean, you can look on CNSC, and the most heavily moderated posts is when someone says Star Wars. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's just news. It doesn't matter if it's like, hey, my theater troupe is doing an homage to Star Wars. It's like, too bad it sucks now. It's like, what? Really? Every time.
I don't know if they can save it from what Rian Johnson did to it.
Dude, I'm telling you that I have like a lightsaber for sale. I'm not asking you if the movie's good or not. Anything that's up there. It's always, oh, too bad it's, for SJWs, and that, fuck off. Okay? I don't know how you snuck in here, because, that's usually too much snark for us anyway, but just let people enjoy things, man.
No, they can't do that. That's not possible. I'm sorry.
Right. As Caitlin Rosberg says, don't yuck my yum.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't do that. Oh no, I just broke Avengers Tower. If anybody was wondering what that loud noise was. So I won another Lego contest.
God damn it. I can't believe you won another one. That's such bullshit.
I can't believe it either, because I entered it on a whim. It was like a $2 raffle for some Iron Man minifigures and this Avengers Tower that was exclusive to the Lego store, the website. And I'm like, oh, cool. I kind of want that. Let me see if I can enter. So put $2 in. By the time we landed, it's like, congratulations, you won. And then when I got back home, I just had a box of Iron Man minifigures sitting here waiting for me. And so I put together the Avengers Tower. And if it makes you feel... Fun. Yeah. So if it makes you feel any better, like, it's basically sitting crumpled at my feet until we're done with the show.
Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Now I'm suffering because I can't go and play with my Legos while
Good.
we're talking.
Suffer. Good. Okay, so Obi-Wan, very excited for that. That definitely sold me further on Disney Plus, which we have subscribed to.
We have, because they have some crazy deal going on right now, which is just like amazing that they would even do something like this. Basically, they have a 3-year deal where if you're a member of their Insiders Club D23, which is free, a 3-year deal which would boil down to like less than $4 a month.
Yeah, I did the math. It was like $3.70, I think.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy, man. And it's like not like, oh, it's a limited version or you don't get all the bells and whistles. This is like the real deal version, but you are locking yourself in for 3 years, sight unseen. So hopefully it's good.
You're paying up front, but also you and I already decided to go have these on it. So
exactly. Well, you know, we do it for the people. We do it for the people. So
I mean, we were going to need it for the podcast anyway. So
exactly. It's due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess they want to do it that way so they can report their earnings and say, oh, look, Disney Plus is already making a profit. Ha ha ha.
Oh yeah. It's all about that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still amazing everything we're getting, and it's got like ESPN.
I can hear you playing with Legos.
Oh no, that was my drink. That was my metal straw.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you kidding me?
Clink, clink, clink. Yeah. No, but what's cool is too, like, it's even got ESPN Plus in there. ESPN Plus is like $5 a month anyway.
Oh, you know, we're gonna utilize that for sports.
Oh, you know us.
What else does that come with? ESPN Plus. Does that come with something else too?
National Geographic.
Okay.
Yeah. So all that
and shit.
Cool 4K nature footage that you've wanted, it's there for you. It's all there. Yeah.
You want to see an anteater in HD? You really don't, but you're going to.
You think you do, but you really don't.
Oh, no, it was a mistake.
So
Look at these dolphins.
There's another, well, I should say a new Lizzie McGuire movie coming out, apparently.
It's a series.
It's a series?
It's a series.
Oh, okay. Good for them.
So this is very much for people my age who grew up watching Lizzie McGuire and want to see. Oh, that's weird. My mic just went. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Technical issue on my end, guys. I leaned down on my headphones and I pulled it out and I was like, wow, my right ear just stopped working on my headphones.
That's
I pulled it out.
very strange. Okay.
Anyway. Yeah. So, Lizzie McGuire was one of those shows that we, like, people my age definitely watch. Girls my age. I don't know if guys were super into it.
I think guys just ended up watching it because it was on, like, the Saturday morning lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and they were like, they wanted to watch Even Stevens, and it was like in a block.
Oh God, Even Stevens, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm very interested. I'm curious to see how they incorporate, because there was Lizzie, and there was Lizzie in her head, and it was animated. Cartoon. Yeah. So I'm like, is she just going to be a psychopath with like, a cartoon in her head? I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm already in, though. It's going to, whether it's terrible. I'm also excited at the prospect of all of these shows being available on Disney Plus. One thing I really, really want, and I hope that they put it on there, because you can't get it on DVD, you can't get it anyway. The 90s New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, like TV show. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I loved that, and I haven't seen it in years. Like, it was really good. It was really well done. It was a good
show. I got nothing against Pooh, nothing against Winnie, nothing against them at all. If I say it 3 times, it means I mean it, I guess. But yeah, like I remember watching that. That was like something that was near the end of the cartoons. So like my Pavlovian response was, "Oh no, the Saturday morning cartoons are almost over because this bear's on my screen." So maybe I didn't like it as much as everybody else, but I did like it. I thought it was decent.
You might have been just a little bit too old to be into it.
Well, I mean, Winnie the Pooh has been around. That
Oh, I know,
iteration,
but
that iteration of Winnie
that's
the
what I
Pooh
mean. The
had been
iteration.
on TV for a while. Like, I remember watching that Winnie the Pooh when I was still watching Muppet Babies. You
Yeah.
know, that was like kind of in the same vicinity.
Yeah, it was like late 80s, early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and plus, remember, I had a little brother who was the same
Yeah.
age as you, so
Yeah.
we were still watching cartoons. Like, that's what we did.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know, yeah.
I remember watching both of those shows, and so I'd love to see those again. Be able to
Yeah.
revisit them, because they're not available in any way.
That's nuts. I don't know why Disney does that. Disney's really bad at putting out like seasons of things as far as like animated.
Yeah, they're
Like,
bad.
it took a long time for them to put out like Darkwing Duck and DuckTales on DVD. And even then, they aren't even complete. Like, some of these are just incomplete. You can only get them on like Apple or something like that.
That's what I'm hoping, that they will be complete.
Right,
there.
right.
And that we'll have that, like, so I would much rather have a physical copy, but if I can't have anything, I'd like to be able to watch it again.
I mean, do like DC Universe did, and just like do like HD, restorations of like gargoyles and stuff like that. I don't think they ever put Quack Pack on DVD, or
probably not.
Goof Troop. I don't know if that got a DVD release. Maybe I'm just not remembering because I was too old for that. Or I don't know.
I forgot about Goof Troop. I loved that. Goof Troop.
Yeah. It was a jam.
Goof Troop. Yeah.
Oh my
Goof
goodness.
Troop.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to see. I'm so visual that I have to, like, when we talk about these things, if I don't immediately like remember the show, I need to look it up. Yeah, I liked this. I remember this now.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one of the things. One of the little things. I mean, we're obviously excited about all of this, like everything that they have coming out on Disney Plus, because it's going to be a lot. Like, it's going to be a lot of movies, both original and a whole backlog of content that we love.
Right.
A lot of TV shows, same thing, a whole backlog. They are going to have. I saw Boy Meets World is all going to.
Oh, cool.
There. Yeah.
That's great. They're going to have some type of Muppet thing.
Yeah.
On there, they haven't really gone into detail about what that Muppet thing is, but it's going to be a Muppet thing.
All of the announcements that they had, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and of course the Marvel stuff, which you're not really talking about yet. Falcon and Winter Soldier's happening. Oh,
did you hear that they cast Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's son? Did you hear about that?
I heard about
that sounds awesome.
That's really cool.
I love the idea of him being like a fucked up patriot.
Right.
And it's like, well, we can't have the black guy be Captain America.
Yeah.
So we're going to have this dude, this Aryan looking motherfucker, be Captain America, but like he's going to be patriot instead, and it's going to be really messed up. Right. I also think, and I saw someone else say it, and I completely agree with this, that over the course of this series, we will see both Bucky and Sam as Cap.
That's a good theory. I like that. And it makes sense,
Sam will be Cap first, because that's what they're setting up. But I think eventually both of them will be Cap. And I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to bring Natasha back in some capacity for a more Winter Soldier story in the future.
Yeah, and plus we're getting a Hawkeye series too, so I'm sure she's going to show up on there. Like, it would be crazy for them not to back the money.
She's dead, but like, is she
in
dead?
In a flashback or something, Yeah, and she's still dead. She still did.
Oh.
But it's Marvel. Things happen.
I think I would put my money down that we will never see Robert Downey Jr. in any of this stuff again over her.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the movie. I mean, it's a prequel, but they're still doing the movie.
I doubt that we'll see Chris Evans again.
Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah, even old Chris Evans, I think they're just done with that. And I think that's respectful to the story, to the character, just to kind of, wait until the next reboot to get another Cap. As much as I hate the rebooting of Spider-Man, Marvel's been going strong for over a decade now. I wouldn't be mad at them if they felt like they needed to kind of refresh after Phase 4. I could not be mad about it.
I think they have so many characters and worlds they can explore, and now they're going to be rebooting all the X-Men and Fantastic Four and everything like that. They don't need to reboot those for quite a while.
So they're going to do a new 52. They're just going to keep coasting along.
Yeah.
I change a little bit here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they can have a new Captain America. Have it be Sam. You know, like, just do different things. I think it's a good idea. So, should we talk about Spider-Man a little bit? I mean, everything's been said, but...
Yeah. I mean, just, like...
Do you think this is actually going to hold up? That's the question that I have.
I think that it's just an elaborate marketing tactic. Not marketing, I should say negotiation tactic.
Yeah, I feel like Disney did this to get people up in arms so that they could win.
I think that's part of it. I think it's also Sony just going, fuck you guys, you don't own everything. So...
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to pick the fucking which Transformer corporation should I be on the side of.
Right.
But someone should stand up to Disney. Right?
I totally agree. But also...
Yeah.
I still think there's a way... You know, people will say the same thing they say about the fucking Popeyes chicken sandwich. Don't you have anything else to concentrate on that's more important than this right now? These mega corporations don't deserve this and that.
We have plenty of things to concentrate on. That's why we're concentrating on chicken sandwiches, because we're going nuts.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what it is. There's so much in the world today that we do worry about.
Yeah.
Let us fucking enjoy the chicken sandwich. Let us discuss where the fictional character ends up. We want to talk about things that don't matter sometimes so we can cleanse the palate.
I would very much like to try one of those chicken sandwiches, but I'm not going anywhere near a Popeyes for a little while because I know they're sold out, and I feel so bad for all the people working there.
Well, I kind of feel bad for people working there, but also...
You want one?
But also, to be fair, a lot of Popeyes I go to, they sometimes run out of chicken. I don't understand how that happens. How do you run out of chicken? That's your one job. That's the thing that you do. It's
so this is a thing that's happened before this, then?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, like, okay. So,
I mean, I don't know. I've never heard this.
It happens. It happens quite a bit, especially the one around my house. I don't know if I can say it's nationwide, but the Popeyes around here tends to run out of chicken, make you wait for 30 minutes sometimes, like legit 30 minutes. I've been on the phone because I was annoyed enough to call their customer complaint.
Oh my God.
I've had a full conversation with a customer service person and still not gotten my food while sitting waiting for it.
My God.
Like, you know, because they put you on hold and they transfer you around and they're like, give us your name. What does this do? You know, like, what do you do for a living? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And that whole conversation took place still waiting for the damn chicken.
No, I understand that. I do want to try it just because, I mean, they're making me want it. I also want to try the Impossible Whopper.
Yeah, I kind of want to try that too. But that's the fucking king. I'm out. No,
I know. I haven't had Burger King in years, but I've
had an Impossible Burger before.
I haven't. How was it?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not gonna, you know, people will tell you, oh yeah, it's just like meat. And yeah, it has a better consistency than, say, a veggie burger.
Right.
Or one of those old, like, tofu burgers, or just like the near meat stuff that you've seen over the years. Like, it's the best of that so far. Yeah. And as far as that goes, it's not bad. It's just not a burger. That's all. Yeah. You know?
Well, there's definitely that from the environmental standpoint of just removing meat from your diet one day a week. How much it helps the environment if each person did that. So like little things like that you can do on a personal level. So I am more interested in those substitutes and those different things now. And I like that they're more readily available. So yeah, I mean, that might be the avenue of me trying it and going like, I'm interested in this, and then going out and buying my own and all that.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, I think there's a place for that, and I've played around with that before because, you know, Kevin Smith was going on about how great Veggie Grill is, and we had one or two open up in Chicago, so I decided to check one out, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just not meat. That's all, you know, it's just something different.
I think that unless you're super into it. I think that it's more reasonable, or if you have to for health reasons, I think it's more reasonable to go, okay, 1 day a week.
Yeah.
You know, like, because that, I mean, really what it's about for most people, I think it should be about, is the environment, which is reducing your meat consumption, because if it's such a strain, you can read further into it, but yeah. There's a reason why they're trying to, you know, push meatless Mondays and stuff like that. Because if everyone did that, it would help out a lot.
Yeah. You do a little bit, helps out a lot.
Right. And it's not that difficult for me, personally.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. See, I couldn't do it all the time. Mainly because I just eat carbs. I just eat spaghetti and stuff all the time.
Right. Like, oh, well, you know, this Pop-Tart doesn't have any meat in it, so here we go.
And I say this like with the idea, I know there are plenty of people that can't do something like that for health reasons.
Right.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you can do it, you should consider doing it. Yeah. You know, like if you can deal with it, like your body is okay, like, you know, don't go against what doctors tell you or anything like that.
Right. If your doctor tells you that you need meat in every meal, don't eat this Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
Don't eat this Impossible Whopper. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody should try it, you know, just to, you know, see what it's like on the other side.
So the point that I was making, I'm probably going to end up having an Impossible Whopper before I have this chicken sandwich, because this is sold out.
Yeah. They put a tweet out and said it's sold out nationwide. I'm like, how do you sell out of a chicken sandwich?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
For the foreseeable future, just to say, yeah, we're done for a while. Like, how does that work?
Did you see, what was it? The kid, the young man who was registering voters.
I did see that.
He wasn't even a young man. He was like 16, so he was a kid. Yeah. Out there registering voters. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're friggin' awesome. You're the coolest kid ever.
So I have thoughts.
So happy.
I had a couple thoughts about that. Like,
yeah,
as a genuine thing, as a general thing, even, it's great. I'm glad he's getting out there doing something for the community. I admire that. He should definitely be celebrated for that. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
My concern is that it comes off as a little bit weird, just because, you know, I was talking about it on Twitter for a little bit too. Like, people are excited about a chicken sandwich, and just like you and I were saying earlier, you know, people just want something to take their mind off of how awful things are in the world. And it's also pumpkin spice latte season.
Yeah.
People are lining up for the pumpkin spice lattes. People line up at Starbucks every day.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but nobody's going there to register voters. Nobody's assuming that people who want to stand in line for the chicken sandwich are not registered to vote. I don't get why.
I was hit up about registering to vote today in the cafeteria on campus. So I don't know. I mean, the reason I bring that up, I don't know if there's a thing going on right now. Like
to me, that seems like that's something that would happen in a college campus. Like, you hear about that happening a lot. But I'm saying specifically, like, for people to, because, okay, on the other side of the conversation is this, and you may not have seen these exchanges going on, but it's just people all over the internet, basically on Facebook for the most part, saying, I hope y'all put as much energy towards voting as you're putting towards this chicken sandwich. I hope that you're putting as much energy towards, you know, making sure there's no murder in the black community as you're putting in this chicken sandwich. And it was just
There was also the fuck your chicken sandwiches, the rainforest is on fire. I'm like, what does that have to do with this?
Well, hold on, but that's not part of my point. My point is that people were turning this into like a kind of a casual way to make commentary about blacks. Like,
it was racist, yeah.
I'm saying it's casually racist. Like, people just like, you know, going, well, you're doing this, but all these problems still exist in the black community. Yeah. It's like, motherfucker, I just want lunch. Maybe I'm signing people up to vote as my job. Or maybe I'm doing this on my free time, but I want to sit down and enjoy a meal. But I have to have this social, you know, commentary thrown in my face about being excited about a new chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, outside of the homophobia, you don't really hear that happen with Chick-fil-A. You know, that's the only thing that they preach there. You don't get that sort of thing. But all of a sudden,
They
it's
did
like,
have a couple of years ago a kissin' type of thing at Chick-fil-A, where it was like gay couples going and kissing in Chick-fil-A. That
Well,
was a thing that happened a couple of years ago. So like the politics
cool.
does come in. You know, it's hard to separate it.
It's hard to separate it, but a big part of the reason that people were even getting on the whole give Popeyes a try chain, or at least from what I saw, the way that people started spreading it word of mouth was, oh, you get to have a delicious chicken sandwich without the homophobia, you know, as far as Chick-fil-A goes. Because for those listeners who may not be aware somehow, Chick-fil-A donates to charities that preach anti-LGBT representation
and pro-conversion therapy.
Yeah, pro-conversion therapy.
Yeah.
Like that's a weird... Yeah, anyway. So that's why people were going, oh, we finally have another option here to throw our money at versus throwing it at this evil company. Yeah, I mean, they introduced this chicken sandwich, I feel like, a couple of months ago. They were just testing it out. Nobody really cared. But then posts started showing up like that on social media, and people were like, oh, yeah, let's use this as a way to show Chick-fil-A that we don't need your hate chicken. And then it kind of caught on, and then people were saying it's the best thing they ever tasted, just hyperbolically, and then that caught on, and it's like, oh, it actually is a good sandwich. So already it was kind of steeped in a movement. Yeah. But that kind of lost its way once people just started talking about how good it was. Yeah,
because humans ruin things, and we're like, all right. Yeah, I will say that for me, I really liked the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. I was a fan of that. And then I discovered the Culver's spicy chicken sandwich. And, I
can say with all honesty that of the 3 times in my life that I've had Chick-fil-A after hearing people talk about how great it was before the homophobia.
It's okay.
Before I knew about the homophobia, let me say that. Yeah. So we went to Cedar Point in Ohio, D and I, for a little getaway one weekend. Remind me to tell you about Snoopy. Okay. The stuff Snoopy thing, if we have time. So we went to Cedar Point, and they had the Chick-fil-A stands in the place. So I'm thinking, oh God, why am I delivering this like Bill Cosby? So we're thinking that we can get a chicken sandwich and see what all the fuss is about. So we get a couple chicken sandwiches. They prepare it. We're like, just give it to us the way that you guys normally make it, and that's fine. I like pickles. I like everything that's on the sandwich. Yeah. But we both tasted it, and we're like waiting for the goodness to kick in, and we're like, this is just okay. Like,
their spicy chicken sandwich is better than their regular chicken sandwich. I will say that.
So we heard that. And then we went to go see a friend perform, and the only thing that was open in the area, funny enough, it wasn't a Sunday, was Chick-fil-A. And so we went through the drive-thru. We're like, okay, give us that, mess us up with that spicy chicken. What you got? Yeah. So they gave us that. They gave us those bland-ass fries that aren't really fully cooked. And yeah, it was just okay to me. Yeah. And I'm not saying anybody's wrong for liking the way it tastes.
No, okay? I'm not going to defend Chick-fil-A. I don't care.
No, not that. I'm talking about defending people's taste buds and their palates and stuff like that. If you think that sort of flavoring tastes good, that's fine. I'm not, talking about you at all for that. It just wasn't for me. I didn't think it was anything out of the ordinary. I didn't think it was anything like I should go out of my way for, because even just basing it on what you eat with it, like side items are very important to me. If you base it on the French fries alone, Popeyes got them Cajun fries. Yeah. Chick-fil-A got them half-cooked waffle fries. I'm good.
Yeah. That's another thing. Culver's has crinkle cut fries, and they've got like a cheese dip for it.
Yeah. See, and if you don't want that, they got them cheese curds.
Yeah, they got onion rings. Yeah. So you've got plenty of options. I'm telling you, don't sleep on that spicy chicken sandwich.
I'm gonna have to check it out. We had a chance to go to Culver's earlier this week, but I'm like, no, I'm just crestfallen. Yeah. I want something besides chicken. I can't think about that sandwich. So.
I feel you. Yeah.
So yeah, for the record, I have not had the sandwich either. I've heard great things. I'm hoping it's good.
We'll see. I'll try it for sure. But I just gotta wait for things to cool down. Yeah. I can't deal.
There's a YouTuber named Dame Drops. Well, his channel's called Dame Drops, Daym. And he just rides around like eating different fast food that he hears people talk about. Like sometimes he'll go to like the worst restaurant in town. Sometimes he'll go to the best fast food joint in town. But he gained popularity during the era of auto-tuning the news. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody took his review of Five Guys Burgers and Fries and just auto-tuned it and made it into a song, and so he got really popular. But his channel's good. Like, he actually does give a lot of thought and a lot of enthusiasm to what he's trying. And,
do you like Five Guys? Are you a Five Guys fan?
Yeah, Five Guys is good.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite burger, but it's a good burger.
What's your favorite?
Man, I was hoping you wouldn't ask that, because
okay.
I really don't know.
I don't really have an answer for this either. I thought you had like a quick answer.
I mean,
so.
I hate to keep banging that LA drum, but fucking In-N-Out.
Was it that good? I never had it.
Yo. Hey, it's the real deal. Like, normally D and I don't like onions on our burgers.
I'm an onion fan, so.
You're an onion fan? Okay, yeah. Well, they got them sauteed onions on there.
Yes.
They grill it in some type of mustard, I guess, for the animal style. It's just a monster of a burger. So you may not even finish the whole thing, but what you do eat of that burger, it will be the most enjoyable thing you've had in your mouth. I'm telling you, in quite some time. It's that good. It's a good burger. It's a good burger. I like it.
It's a good burger. Yeah, I'd like to try it, but it's just on the West Coast.
Yeah. Man, that was like, we're trying to determine what to get that first night. I'm like, there is an In-N-Out burger like 3 blocks away. We need to make this happen. And we made that happen. And we got,
I was saying, then you go back.
Right. That was, thankfully we didn't get a chance to, because it was just heavy, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's real good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole debacle. I forget, what were we talking about before the Popeyes thing?
I don't know. D23? Oh?
Yeah, I feel like that's it.
I feel like that's about it. They're doing more Matrix films too. That's not Disney.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious about this. Keanu's coming back.
How are they doing that?
I don't know. I'm going to say they're probably going to ignore some of the sequels.
Yeah, that's
or he's going to rise again. Is he going to go full Jesus?
The rise.
He already died for the sins and whatever, right? I don't know. I haven't seen the sequels in a while. I guess I have to now revisit them.
And it's got one of the Wachowskis. Hopefully it was the Wachowski responsible for the first one.
Lana Wachowski, I believe she's the one directing this one and writing it. And I think Lily's a part of it. I could be getting, I don't remember who.
I don't know who does what, but
Wachowskis.
I know they did a great job with that first one. And the second and third one were just okay. But people know how we feel about that, right?
I believe one of the sisters is kind of taking a step back for a little while from things in general.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but...
Chicago natives, I should know this, but I don't, so...
no one expects you to know everything about them. But I know one, I get, because it's L's. It's the same, like, it's not a different enough name.
Right.
So, like, Lana and Lily. So I know, I'm pretty sure one of the sisters is, like, working more. So, like, was doing Sense8 and stuff like that. And I think that was Lana. Okay. And I think that's who's doing the new movie. But I could be getting that wrong. I should have gotten an article, but I didn't. The bottom line is, I guess I have to go back and watch these sequels, because we just talked about this a couple episodes back. I rewatched the original as an adult and was like, oh my god, I'm not bored by this. I'm incredibly intrigued by this.
Yeah, no, I wasn't bored by it ever. Every time I see that movie, I love it.
Yeah, but as a kid, like, they're talking about philosophy. They're dealing with philosophy a lot in those movies.
A little bit, but there's a dope-ass fight scenes between to carry you through.
And those are fun, but there was also like, what's happening?
But the whole thing with there is no spoon no, that was like the sequel, right?
No, that
wasn't one of the other ones.
That was the first one.
Oh, it was? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So like that right there, that was interesting to me. Like, I wanted to look more into that. But again, we were At that age, we were vastly different.
What am I talking about? Spoon? What's going on with spoons here? Although at the same time, this is where things don't make any sense in my brain. Maybe it's because I was like, Star Wars, I'm buying into it. Matrix, I'm not. But like, I just rewatched because I was like, okay, episode 9's coming out in a couple months, and I want to rewatch the movie. So I just rewatched episode 1 last weekend, and I'm like, how the fuck did I sit through this as a kid?
Yeah.
How did I? And like, there's some stuff I like about it because it's like trade negotiations and all that. It's like political science, old man crap.
Yeah, it really is.
But I'm into that. So like now I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, they're playing a negotiation game and everything. I'm like, how the fuck did I like this when I was 7 years old?
Jar Jar and Duel of the Fates.
I was gonna say it was all about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. They were so cool.
Yeah.
And then they get better. Man. They get better as they move along too. So like the sequels are better.
Like, I wonder why. Okay, so they're bringing back. We already know that they've teased in the trailer for episode 9. They've teased the Emperor. I wonder how come they've never like pulled the trigger on bringing back Qui-Gon as like a Force ghost or something like that.
I think he's going to be in this new series, this Obi-Wan. I think he's going to.
Yeah, that would make sense.
He's got to teach. How else is Obi-Wan going to learn to do that? He's got to come back and teach him.
Right. So I don't know how the whole Force ghost thing works, and if anybody does know, tweet us, write us. I'm very curious, actually, because do you have to have had direct contact with a Force ghost in order for them to haunt you?
No clue at all.
Right, because I know Yoda only showed up in the last one when Luke burned down the tree, or when the tree was blown up. No, Yoda did that. Yeah,
Yoda did that.
Yeah, so the Force ghost interacted with the real world, which I didn't think was possible.
There's also that theory that Luke was a Force ghost the whole time in The Last Jedi. I think I sent that to you.
You did.
Yeah, and that's incredibly intriguing.
It is intriguing, but even just going based on what we know now, it's kind of weird. Like, how did everybody see him if he was a Force ghost? Because it was my understanding that you could only be seen by the direct party that you're communicating with, and it takes great concentration and skill to get to that level.
He was only interacting with Rey throughout the entire film, and then at the end, he does interact with multiple people, and that just shows how he's so incredibly powerful that he can manifest like that.
Why he dissipated? Like you have a health meter.
It killed him. Yeah. That was the implication.
Yeah. Like either way, it depleted his energy. Either way, it just basically made him turn into dust or whatever. Because he died fucking away. Yeah, he gone.
Yeah. So also, I'm not buying. Okay. Speaking of this Star Wars trailer, Rey is not evil, guys. That's not happening. There's two scenarios here, okay? One, Rey, it's a Force vision. Like, it's a vision that Rey or Kylo Ren or someone is having. It's a like, this is what you could be or something like that. Or two, and I think this is a very likely scenario considering now we're dealing with the Emperor again, it's a fucking clone.
Ooh.
Rey is a clone. She has implanted memories. We're dealing with multiple clones here. That's what this is. Like, what else they already have clones deeply established in this universe.
Oh, boy. I don't know what they're going to do, man. I almost can't wait until this is all over so we can finally know. Oh, no, it's fucking JJ. He's never going to tell us. I was going to say so we can finally know what the initial plan was.
To be fair... To be fair, there's a chance that they won't let JJ get away with as much of that because it's not his sandbox completely.
Got to sell them behind the scenes bonus features, yo.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna buy into it either way, but I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, JJ is magic. I mean, this is the man that got R2-D2 into a Star Trek film as an Easter egg.
Yeah, he's special. I really hope he goes and works on DC films after this.
Man,
just imagine him making a Superman movie. How fucking good that would be. Oh,
You know what? I am so glad you brought up Superman, because this makes this transition super easy about this detail that I forgot earlier. Richard Donner, the
Yeah.
man that directed the first Superman movie,
yeah.
directed Goonies, other films. Do you know where he cut his teeth?
I don't remember where.
The fucking Banana Splits. He directed the
No.
first season of the 1968 Banana Splits
I would not
TV
have guessed
show.
this. Okay. Yeah.
Dude, I looked at the credits because I had to. Okay, so what I did before I watched the movie, I watched
He directed a
some
few,
YouTube.
and then he split.
So I watched some YouTube videos of like the old Banana Splits, just trying to like set myself up so I could be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is twisted because they were so innocent and pure. No, that was still some freaky shit back then.
Yeah.
But what I noticed when they were playing that Tra La La song for the credits, Richard Donner's name pops up, and I'm like, that can't be the
That
same
can't be the
Richard
same guy.
Donner.
Nope, it is.
It's the same Richard Donner.
I mean,
So,
that's
yeah.
weird. But,
That's wild.
you know, a lot of those guys, I mean, they start in television, then they move into film.
Yeah, just like
Good
the
Lord.
Russos. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's super weird, by the way, because I'm rewatching Happy Endings. Did you ever watch Happy
yeah.
Endings?
I watched some of it
Oh,
because you were
love
telling me
that
how
show.
good it was. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Love that show.
It's pretty good.
It gets better as it moves along, too. It's just like any show. It grows. It was cut off way too early. And, you know, you see the credits and you're like, Russo brothers, wait a tick. Yeah, it's produced by the Russo brothers. Like,
The Russo.
those guys. And that's why I'm like, guys, you have all this power now. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Yeah. You know what? That was rumored to come back, actually.
I could see them coming back and just picking up exactly where they left off. I don't see why they don't do it. It's such a great show. It's the cast. It's all about the cast. They just got lucky. Had a really dynamic energy there. And it was great. But, you know, it's gone. That's okay.
It'll be back in one way or another.
Nothing. These shows are rarely good coming back, so maybe just let it be dead. It's okay.
Yeah.
So before we get to Wall of Weird, I kind of want to address a story here that's somewhat Wall of Weird, just because how is this possible? So, and this kind of leads into graphic novel challenge too. So, Why the Last Man?
Yes.
They are making a TV show of Why the Last for FX. I'm very skeptical of this, but I'm going to keep an open mind. Because this is my favorite series of all time. Now, Saga is giving it a run for its money, but Saga's only halfway done, so I can't know for sure, you know? So, they're making a Why the Last Man TV show. Like, I think they're reshooting the pilot or something like that, because they had a change of hands and people behind the scenes. But yeah, they ordered the series, they're moving forward, and they cast the monkey, and it's Ampersand, and it's the freaking monkey from Friends. It's the freaking monkey. How is this monkey still alive? How?
Hardest working monkey in Hollywood. That's Marcel, right?
Yeah, Marcel. How is this monkey still alive? What's
That's incredible.
happening?
You know, it's funny too, because every time there's a monkey cast in something, they always go, hey, you know, it's that monkey from Friends. Like,
It's
really?
this capuchin. Why do they keep putting in this same type of monkey? There's got to be other monkeys. Other types of monkeys, even. What about Nate?
He got too big for Friends. He had to leave the show.
It's got to be a capuchin though for Why the Last Man. So I mean, if you're gonna cast Ampersand, it should be the one that can handle the role.
There you go.
But I'm worried about this show. Anyway, so I'm rereading Why the Last Man because I'm preparing for the show, and I originally read them in the traditional trade paperback.
Oh, okay.
I ended up selling that collection and buying the hardcovers for it.
Man, I wanted to do that too, but I waited too long. Yeah.
And it is going from DVD to Blu-ray. It's so beautiful.
That's cool.
It's worth it.
That's cool.
It's worth tracking them down or whatever. I think they have an absolute edition now.
I like those because they always recolor them and they're like, you know, just so huge.
I love it so much that if I ever come across it used, like, I might buy it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I never regret getting those Sandman Absolute. Like, those were, I think, like, they were the first big name for Absolute books. And it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good read. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading that, and then I'm reading The Boys, because I watched The Boys, the show. Did you like the show?
I thought it was okay.
Oh, really? I was really into it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I read The Boys way back in the day because I was a big fan of his. Like, yeah, it's super graphic, it's super dark.
Yeah, I've read really a couple issues of the first volume. It's definitely dark. I actually think that the show makes it lighter in the right ways.
It's like, for those that like read Kick-Ass and saw the movie, and noticed how different it was in both spirit and in action. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. Yeah, like it. Okay, but I'll give Boys a little bit more credit. Like, it's done in such a way that it works better as a TV show. Yeah, like the beats that they go through and everything, the reveals, some of the stuff that they take out, I kind of miss. You know, and it kind of makes the story a little bit less plausible. I won't say exactly what it is because I know it's brand new and it just came out. Is it stuff that has been revealed on the show, or is it stuff that like is in the comic that might be future seasons? Because they're already working on season 2 right now. Yeah, I think this is stuff that'll happen like second season. I don't even want to like allude to it because it's not like a revelation. It's actually like just day to day how they operate. Yeah. So if you know, you know. If you don't, then whatever. Okay. You'll catch up. It's fine. One thing that I can talk about, because it's like in the first episode and it's not like huge to the story, but they got rid of Butcher's dog. Like, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, that was kind of sad. Like, I know people were looking forward to that, but the dog, to be fair, was kind of responsible for some raunchy stuff that happened in the book. So yeah, stuff that couldn't make it to TV. It's. I don't know how I feel about the book so far. I don't know if I'll keep reading it, but I am reading. I gave up on it after a while. And it's weird because I kind of want to know what's going to happen in the show, and I kind of don't. I have that little bit of should I keep reading? Should I not? I don't know. I think it's different enough from the book at this point that, you know, they can kind of forge their own way. We won't get into spoilers, but is Butcher's backstory the same in the comic? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. That's what I was wondering. They didn't mess with that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I really enjoyed the show. Basically binged it, and I don't do that a lot. Yeah. 2 nights of watching it. So, yeah, I was hooked. I think the casting was phenomenal. Casting's great. The guy that plays Wee Huey is perfect. Mm-hmm. I like. Do you know who he is? He looks familiar. Who is he? He is the son of Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Jake Quaid, I think is his name. Well, good for him. He's a good actor. And he looks like his dad too. Like he does. That's the familiar part. But yeah, Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid had a baby, and that's that baby. So yeah, they did a good job choosing him. As you can see from the comic, the casting looked like it was going to be a layup for what's his face? Carl Urban? No, the guy from Shaun of the Dead. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah. See, he's contagious. Simon Pegg. Yeah, so Simon Pegg is what the character looks like in the comic book. Yeah. And so they had him play Wee Huey's dad. Yeah. In the show. So that was a kind of a cool, like, nod. They didn't have to do that, but they did. Especially for I like him being role. Younger. You know, it seems from the book. Yeah. Huey seems younger because it makes sense. Some of the other stories related to it all make sense. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really interesting show. I don't gravitate towards darker shows like that. That's usually not my thing, but for some reason it works. Maybe it's the dark humor that kind of sells me. Yeah. It's not like the direct doom and gloom of, you know, Snyder doing. It's kind of almost like we're doing a parody of that.
a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I am kind of curious to see what they do with season 2. Like I said, I'm going to stick with it. I wasn't that psyched about it when they were announcing it and everything.
Oh, I had zero interest in it.
Yeah, but a lot
of
people that I trust said it was good, and so I decided to give it a shot. And it's good. It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yeah.
Which will be here in 1,000 years. I hate waiting so long for these shows. I wish they would have I would rather go week to week in like a normal schedule than than binge all of it and have to wait a year. They
did something with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or Chilling Tales of Sabrina, rather, where I don't know if it was the first season or rather if it was like 2 and 3, but they filmed them at the same time.
Yeah, that was such a smart move.
Yeah.
Why are
that's
they not
great.
doing that with other shows?
Yeah, but sometimes it backfires. Like, did you know that they snuck out a 3rd season of 13 Reasons Why?
No.
I had no idea. There's a 3rd season of this show. I remember all the uproar about the 2nd one and how it didn't make sense because, the girl killed herself in the 1st season and they figured it out. What do they have why 3? Why 3 seasons?
Why 1 season? That's my question.
Yeah.
Why even do this?
Yeah. So it's odd, and it just popped up out of nowhere. Sometimes it works in your favor, like Sabrina and like Voltron seem to pop up out of nowhere as well. But yeah, sometimes it backfires, like 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
They're already talking about season 4 in the article on Google. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, this just came out August 23rd, season 3.
Ugh.
Yep.
I have definitely talked about. I do not care about that show. I think it's bad stuff.
What's interesting is a lot of people agree with you. It seems, according to the reviews and stuff.
Psychologists agree.
People love a train wreck and they can't look away.
I know.
Yeah. Anywho, Wall of Weird.
Yeah, Wall of Weird. All right, I've got a fun story here, and it's timely because It Chapter 2 is coming out soon, and I want to see it.
Yes, so do I.
I'm excited. I loved that first one.
Yeah, very well done.
Okay, so this is NJ.com. New Jersey is what it stands for. .com. Okay. Pennywise the clown floated into New Jersey woman's backyard. She burned it and then slept with a knife. Okay. So Renee Jensen was enjoying a summer in this is, by the way, by Amy Kuperninsky. I believe right.
Before you even get started, I thought you said this is Wall of Weird because that is a perfectly reasonable reaction to that situation.
The weirdness is okay. We'll get into it. All right. So she was enjoying a summer Saturday with her boyfriend, and she spotted something near the side gate. The object appeared to be airborne, headed straight for the yard. And she thought it was a bird that died midair or something like that. So she looked down at the object and then jumped back. So it was a Pennywise the clown. It was a stout cartoon version of the murderous clown, It, but Pennywise nonetheless. The plush character's mouth was reddened with fake blood.
Oh, no.
Adding to the mystery, some of the writing was scrawled in black on the doll's forehead.
Nope.
So she called her boyfriend over. It was obviously a toy, but something just wasn't adding up. This goes over the history of that. So the sequel's coming out. I mean, I could see this being a weird marketing campaign type of thing. But
oh, man. Yeah, because really I believe during the marketing of the first one, I kind of remember this, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they were leaving like red. No. I know exactly what it was. They were leaving standees in places holding red balloons. Yeah. Where it was just the back of Charlie. Like there was no front to it at all. Like either side you looked at it from, it was the back. Yeah.
Or something like that.
And they were just leaving them in different places.
Wow. Okay.
And people were like, no, this is not cool.
So she's wondering the same thing. So she's read the book and she's seen the miniseries and she's seen the trailer for the upcoming sequel. And it says, but after this Pennywise encounter, she's not sure about seeing the new film. It says she wonders if someone set the Pennywise toy afloat as a promotion for the movie, perhaps by a drone, given the way that it entered her backyard. Which, by the way, if they did this as a promotion, that's really fucked up and that's crossing a line.
It is crossing a line because
a huge line. If she didn't agree to it, that's messed up.
Well, not only that, but let's say it's like, the weather balloon hoax or something like that, and this lady's in on it or something.
Right.
I don't want to assume the worst about her at all, but I mean, either way you slice it, this is a messed up promotion if it's a promotion.
Yeah. So where she lives is Harrington Park, and it's just a quiet suburb, and she lives off a country road, and her home is surrounded by trees. She said it came at an angle, and I just watched this thing. It didn't hit a single tree, and it went straight over, cleared the gate, and hit their pine branches, and then hit the ground.
Wow.
Nope. She only has one neighbor in the vicinity, and they were not around at the time when Pennywise entered the yard.
Gosh.
Even so, this is the quote, there's no way they could have launched the thing from their house, which meaning her neighbor's house.
Yeah.
If you saw how many trees we have and where this thing came from, it made no sense at all. It didn't hit any of our trees until it was about to land on our gate. It looked like a dog toy, something they sell at Hot Topic or something.
But it just floated.
It floated. We all float down here.
Fucking weird.
So they called the cops. Police officers showed up. Instead of laughing, they told her... Instead of laughing at Jensen and the found clown, they told her she wasn't wrong to report the incident. She said they were hysterical. They wouldn't touch it. They were creeped out by it, too. So, the cops were creeped out by it, which, that's just... Yeah, so the cops didn't know what was going on. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So the officer said, just get rid of it. And so she burned it. She set it on fire.
Wow.
And so here's the thing. She's like, I'm burning the thing. She set about lighting up the toy, and it wouldn't ignite.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa.
They
do
back
this
up a
to
second.
toys.
Yeah, I was going to say time out. That means it's a good toy.
Yes. Yeah. This is a normal thing. They do this for safety reasons.
Yeah. At first I'm like, oh God, the demon won't burn.
She had to use newspaper, as a starter. She said it looked like weirdo, occult, satanic shit. And then, it says on Saturday night, she slept with a knife and her bedroom door locked.
But what did it say on okay, so it has something written on his forehead. It looks like numbers. This says 008.
Yes.
12.
I wonder if that's like a coordinate or something. What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm wondering if it wasn't part of one of those weird scavenger hunts that people do sometimes.
There's no explanation for those numbers. If anyone knows, sorry, I dropped my phone. If anyone knows what this means, if this story has developed in some way, let us know, because I want to know. I want to know more.
I want to know more so I can rule out something really creepy. So.
Well, what's funny to me is the creepy likely scenario for me. The creepy scenario that could play out with this would be that it's a promotional thing. That they did this on purpose. That is the creepiest scenario in my mind, if that makes sense.
Because that's just harassing some innocent pedestrian.
Right, and that's the real life things that freak me out.
Yeah.
Well,
that's not unique as far as those type of promotions go. Capcom in particular is responsible for this. Years ago, they had this weird promotion for Resident Evil, one of them. I can't remember which one it was. Mm-hmm. But they had... in this outdoor shopping area, they had a butcher who was selling meat that was shaped like human parts.
No.
So it was pork or beef or something like that, but it was it's a human foot. Oh, here's a hand.
Oh my God, what is wrong with them?
It looked like props you would see on Santa Clarita, basically.
How on earth would you think that's a good idea?
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Exactly. So
veto.
So that's not as bad as it gets, thankfully. But, given the closeness of this film, I totally understand what you mean by, it seems like it could just be an elaborate ad campaign.
It seems like it could be an elaborate prank, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good prank, if that's what someone did.
It depends on the person. Like, if you really have a phobia, that's not a good prank. If you're a little creeped out by clowns...
If you really have a phobia, it's the best prank.
It's the most effective prank. We'll compromise there.
Yeah.
So, man, that is Wall of Weird worthy, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Man. So, don't do that to me, basically.
I'm not doing anything.
No.
I'm not a pranks person like that, really.
I have a friend that, in our circles, he's referred to as Pranks Paul. He's the nicest guy. He doesn't do any pranks. This is Pranks Paul. No pranks.
It's so weird.
I shook his hand. I'm like expecting a joy buzzer or something. He hosts a Star Wars podcast. I can't remember the name of it, so I'm sorry. But no, we've done a couple of like festivals together.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Nerdfest the year before. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, just a nice dude.
But
nice
not
dude,
a prank, not a prank person.
Not a pranker. Nope.
Weird. Wonder how I got that name. There's a tail there. That man
There
has
is.
a tail.
I don't know him well enough to ask either, so that's kind of on me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a punny name. It's Never Tell Me the Pods. That's the name of his podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is a punny name.
Yeah. But no, they do good work.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that Wall of Weird, that story, when I saw that, I was like, this is it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It's been a show. Let's circle back to our graphic novel challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you doing?
While I was on break, I chose a book that I got out at Collector's Paradise in North Hollywood by their very high recommendation after talking to them for a little while. It's a book called The Comic Book Story of Professional Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's written by Aubrey Sitterson.
Okay.
Now, this is this is a very cool book. It's literally just a graphic history of wrestling, both traditional and pro wrestling. It's by 10 Speed Press, if you're looking for it, if you're trying to get it. And it's very educational. Like, it takes the subject very seriously. We're kind of in a golden age of wrestling themed comics as far as it goes, telling their history and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was one recently that I read. I say recently, it's like a couple years ago, by Box Brown, where he told the history of Andre the Giant. And man, that guy's lived an interesting life. But yeah, this book in particular is not the newest. It came out in 2018, and I'd seen it around, but I never really had an opportunity to talk to anybody about the quality of it. The artwork is fantastic. The storytelling is good. It's done in a very lighthearted manner. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It's really good.
That's cool. Yeah.
The comic book history of professional wrestling. It doesn't give one promotion more respect than any other. Like I said, it goes all the way back. So even before like WCW and WWF, now WWE, that sort of thing. That's how far back it goes. So anyway, next up, I don't know what I'm going to pick yet. So I'm going to post something on our Instagram, so everybody will know together.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Why the Last Man, and I'm kind of reading The Boys, but mostly I'm into Why the Last Man right now. So that's
I mean, on the subtext kick, I'm still on my Ghostbusters vibe, so that's still happening. But yeah, mostly. Yeah, busting them ghosts. It's funny because when I did go to Collector's Paradise, they told me something odd about the whole IDW series that I've been very complimentary of, and that's a lot of the fans don't like IDW as a publisher because they feel like they don't give proper respect to these properties. So under their umbrella, they have Ghostbusters, they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they have Transformers, and I think they still have G.I. Joe. But I haven't seen any
TMNT books have been really good.
Well, They have been. However, the diehard fans are really the only ones that are showing up for it. Same thing with Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Like, since I got on my Ghostbusters kick, I've gone around looking for the hardcover collection, like their omnibus hardcover volume 2. I can't find it on eBay for less than $145.
Oh, Lord, no.
Because it was so short printed, and the ravenous fans are going to want it.
What was the MSRP on that? Like 40?
It was like 40.
Yeah.
Like first off, I went on IDW's website. They were like, yeah, it's out of print. Talk to your local retailer about it.
Okay.
So I talked to my local retailer about it. Talked to my not so local retailer about it. Went on vacation, asked that retailer about it. Nobody's ever had it on their shelves. And I asked Terry from, I was going to say Brainstorm, but Brainstorm, rest in peace. I talked to Terry from Third Coast Comics about it. He's like, yeah, people don't really buy Ghostbusters comics. I was surprised to hear that. You know, because I've got so many friends that are into Ghostbusters, and, you know, we both know guys that are very vocal about guy Ghostbusters and shit like that.
Yeah.
So why aren't they buying these comics? Why aren't they supporting the art that they claim to love? They just don't care.
I think it might not be because of that, Matt. I wonder if that's not the reason. I don't know. Maybe ask Eric. He might know. I mean, because he's into a lot of that same stuff. So he might know of ways, but I don't know.
He is one half of Turtle Soup, and they absolutely read the IDW books. So
I mean, he knows how to get his hands on like the most of Turtle
you're saying
stuff.
Like as far as like tracking down that hardcover.
Yeah, he might know of an avenue that maybe you haven't gone down yet, but I don't know. That's weird.
I'll have to talk to him about that because I would like it for a decent price. Like I understand that it's hard to find, it's rare.
That's ridiculous.
So you're gonna pay a little bit of an uptick, but yeah, $145. I've seen it upwards of like $300.
No way.
For like used on Amazon. Like that's how fervent people are about this thing.
Absolutely,
it's incredible. Not. So while I'm reading that, I mean, I'll gladly get it through the paperback collections or digitally.
Yeah.
Before I pay that much money. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's too far. That's too much. Where it's not worth it. I mean, as much as I'm with you on the physical copies and everything like that, there's a limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That covers it, I guess.
I guess that covers it. We had a lot. We took a week off and we had a lot to catch up on. So. Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, we'd sincerely appreciate it. We thank those that support us on a monthly basis already, and we hope that you continue to do so. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Patrons, if your Patreon rewards are a little bit late, it's because I'm in hurricane mode. Yeah, I think I would keep that posted on. We'll accept that. Yeah. 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 If anything like that happens, I'll post about it on Patreon and all that. So yeah. Yeah. So we're working on stuff for you guys, and we're actively discussing what else we can do to show our appreciation to our patrons. We've got new stickers that are limited run. That if you sign up for the $5 tier right now, you can get both the logo sticker and this other sticker. Go on our Facebook or our social media. It's on our social media. You can go look at it. And then it's on our Patreon as well. There are a few episodes where we were talking about movies and, they were fairly recent. We kept saying, pause it and watch it if you haven't. Mm-hmm. So I turned it into a sticker. It's kind of fun. It's the Blockbuster logo. Yeah, it's super cute. Did you get yours? Yeah. Did that come through? What? Yours? What? Did you get yours yet? I saw the scan thanks to USPS, but I didn't get it yet. Okay. So it's still on the way. Okay, cool. That's good. Yeah. So those are really cool. That's an exclusive we have going right now, like limited run type of deal. So if you want that support, you're supporting the show, but you can also get that cool exclusive swag. Very limited edition. Yeah. Once they're gone, they're gone. Sticker logo plus the Blockbuster one right now. That's what we're at the moment. That's right. We love you guys, so we try to do special stuff like that. Yeah, and we kind of want to keep that going. I went in detail a little bit more on our Patreon page about our ideas for that. So you can go read about it. Keep the thank train going. Patreon.com/LexandMatt. That's right. And if you want to check out any of our other social medias or just our website, go to lexandmattpod.com. We're happy to see you come by. Sit down, stay a while, kick your shoes off. Not your socks, though, because that's
Don't
gross.
take your shoes off either. I'm sorry. No.
No? Okay. We're a shoes on household here at Lex and Matt?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, folks, I think we're out of gas. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the new listeners. For old listeners, sorry. But thank you for coming back.
Yeah, we deeply apologize for everything you've had to endure.
Everything. From
All
top
of
to
it.
bottom. This is my official apology.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Matt Peters.
I'm Lex Lutz.
Say the thing, Lex.
Be excellent to each other.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.